Hibernian are a big team in Scottish football, but have been going around the houses. And what I mean by that is the team is in transition every single year with a new manager. As today we get some certainty, we're going to put someone in charge that can hopefully build the Greens up. As unlike our Rangers rebuild, we're keeping them in Scotland, setting a few challenges to make it harder. And do you guys want kits like this one, or even this one? If you do, make sure to check out Soccer Deal Shop, link in the description. Cheap and affordable replica kits, and if you use MWS in the promo code checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. As the rules and objectives, they're both the same thing, are a little bit harder than usually in England. Instead of just winning the UCL, which is an objective, we have to win the league 3 times. It doesn't have to be on the trot, and also each season we don't have to just sign Scottish players, but one. And that's just not keeping one player in the team, that is signing a new one each year. As the manager we've put in charge is Damien Duff. He's doing a good job at Shelbourne, I believe, in Ireland. So why not? Why not give him the reins to this squad, which we have to rebuild however we wish. As one thing I've noticed about the club we have here, we've only got 29 players. That seems low to me. Or maybe it isn't, as our best player is Juan, the French 24-year-old. I can deal with him. A lot of players as well, out on loan as well as in on loan. We've got Mayenda from Sunderland, Myolida we've used before with Hertha Berlin, and Harry McCurdy. He's at Swindon. What I saw right there is a link with Bournemouth as well. We've got plenty of Bournemouth players, as we have plenty of money. 4 million for a first season here with Hibs is something I will take with open arms. And formationally, this is what I'm going to do with the team. We've dropped from cams to just left mid and right mid. As positionally, I know where I'm definitely strengthening. We're going to go for goalkeeper first, as Marshall's pretty old. As let's get him in. We've got our goalkeeper. We've gone scouting in the Swedish league. The league I cannot say. I always get it terribly wrong, as Oliver Dovin. At least I can say his name, but he might not play in season number 1 anyway, as we're stretching our budget. We're spending, what? All his money in one go? We're really spending cash, as our second signing in is Samuel Dahl, also from the Swedish league. That's one that jumps straight into the lineup, but then again, Marshall's gone to 65. So actually, it's appropriate for Dovin to go in between the sticks, and that is 2 good signings straight away for the club. And I can't really lie, our challenge of signing a Scottish player is made a lot harder. 304k left in our budget, but we're going to get it spent, and we're going to find a Scotsman, and this is how bad we've done. We've got a Scotsman in, but the player we've signed is Max Ross from Motherwell. 97k has cost us. 97k. It is that bad. It's not even showing the transfer. He's literally so bad. He is by far our lowest rated at 47. Don't think I've had a youth player that bad. As trust me, of course, as well. We've signed a Scotsman, but he's not going in the team as we start with Dundee. And actually, if I don't put him in the squad, that is kind of cheating a little bit. I'll put him on the bench until we get a better Scotsman, of course, as they've got a good Scotsman. I'm not going to tell you who, but I was desperate to sign one of the players we're playing against, as we get a 4-0 win, and that is good stuff. And halfway through, we're still in the Scottish Cup. Of course we are. It's only just bloody starting. As the league's priority, though, we have to win this 3 times. And so far, well, we can't even break the top 3. There's still time to grow, though, which is what our squad has done. As when I click on it, we've got some decent ratings. Our new signing, Dahl and Dovin in the goal. Them 2 are doing well alongside Johan, but one player that isn't is our 33-year-old captain, Hanlon. It's a poison chalice, isn't it? I'll drop Bashiri in, who has already been playing ahead of him, but every time someone's captain, they don't do well. It's a weird one, isn't it? As Joel Newell gets the captain's armband now, and he is 30-year-old. As we've got to just hope that he keeps playing well, as our best player so far, Emiliano Marcondes. And welcome end of the season. You can see we've had a bit of a good run. but it did come to a bad end, as in the Scottish Cup, we made the final season 1 against Rangers as well. It's either them or Celtic that were going to beat us, as we beat Dundee. Who did beat Celtic? Looks like it wasn't us. As did we beat them in the league? I didn't think so. We finished 5th after the playoffs, which is a top half finish. But still, it's not too great. And to be fair, we've got some brilliant growth in season number 1. Of course, we've got to remember the likes of Fish and Marcondes. They're only on loan at the club, although I like Fisher's name. Might look at signing him. Harry Boyle, on the other hand, he's picked up an injury. Pretty sure he's been injured in real life. Feeling for that man, as our best player actually isn't Marcondes. It is now Ewan. Dylan Levitt, quite good. He's got good potential. The Welshman used to play for Manchester United. As top scorer season number 1 is Martin Boyle. Despite the injury, the Aussie is good. And he's still injured come season number 2 as we evaluate our squad, which has took some losses. Colchester's Hardbottle does return to the club instead of Will Fish. I miss that man. And we do have a Scotsman actually going into Campbell. It kind of fits the position. Although I still want to replace him, even though he's 24-year-old. I think there's better out there. As also on the bench as well, it's got to be said. Harry McCurdy, no, don't really want him here. But Noah Kenny, on the other hand, I do like this guy. And I'm thinking, actually, could we change him to centre-back? Well, he can cover there, really, until we get another player with £8 million, which is very good. For a 5th place finish as well, I've got to say. We're not spending it on youth or the youth academy, as let's be honest with ourselves, it could work, but to win 3 leagues, you've got to get a bit of experience. And plus we've got a lot, and I mean a lot of contracts to sign up this year, which is gonna cost that money. And after those contracts, still 7 million, so depending on who we sign, we might start an academy. But signings, come on, they have to be priority number 1 as a regen number 1. Or not actually, it's going to show us this man, Luca Morrow. That's right, I've gone for a lone striker on the bench. But the main player is Ewan Reid. He's the permanent signing, and he's the Scotsman. 65 rated, and I'm going to train him as Cam. I do think that will be his favoured position. He's got the dribbling, passing, and pace to be that position, and it takes him 9 weeks. I'll patiently be waiting. As the next player in, these 2 signings cost actually a bit of money, and I am proud of them. Improving our defence, or should I say strengthening our defence, with Mehmet Kanaydin coming from Schalke. A bit of money into their club, which we know they need, and the centre-backs here, you may know him as welcome back to the club right here, Will Fish. His wage cost a lot of money. And the player himself, of course, he cost about 5 million, as the team is a lot stronger than when we got here. I'm worried about Reid not getting played at the start of the season, but as long as he progresses, which he should do, I'm not gonna cry about it, especially when we've got Celtic first game. Bigger fish to fry. As I don't know, let's try and see if we can compete, and to be fair, we do, with our captain getting the goal. And so far through this season, we're not doing too bad. It's the next step in progression with the top 2. Keeping up with Celtic and Rangers is what we need to do, as we are top of the dog pile beneath them. And yes, there's still a long way to go, as we've got Livingston in the first round of the Scottish Cup. And something I didn't realise at all in this save is we got Conference League from what, finishing 5th? Can't understand why, but we ultimately bottled it. I can guess why. We probably had low ratings at the start when we were in the group stages, as now, however, we have bossed it. Seriously, a lot better squad-wise. Especially in Reid, we changed his position. It took him up 3, and then he's gone up the rest. Seriously good. We've got an almost 80 rated, or 2, should I say, and Ewan and Devitt, or Levitt, put both names together there, as Boyle scored the most, but still his rating doesn't budge. And end of the season, a split is occurring. We've got Reid 73, He's only gone up 1. I think anyway, but we've got some low ratings, then we've got some high ratings like Ewan and Levitt. As it's got me kind of thinking, do we become a selling club to sell players on and then profit from it? Then from that profit, we can put it into younger players who can still grow because we stuck in 5th. Not good that. The fall off was massive as St Johnstone and Hearts, they're in the final, as we were beaten by Livingston in the round 1 replay, knocked at the first hurdle. That's quite horrific, as there's the ratings. I don't want to look at them though, I just want to look at goals. As Boyle did get a +2, but he's 32. We've got a younger striker though, who's one I'm thinking of selling. And season number 3, you can tell our team's getting there. We're getting better, and maybe that's getting unrealistic. But when you see Luke Shaw signing for Leipzig, you know the bounds are there to be broken. Especially considering the budget we've been given. 31 million, now this is getting absurd. That's without selling a player, by the way. Is that from being in Europe? Who knows? Maybe. As this year as well, we are in Europe again. Conference League football. They want a quarter-final. And in order for this team, well, to hit a quarter-final, we need a backup striker and a few replacements. Reed is okay, but Boyle has to probably come out. Same with Newell, the captain. The captain's curse. And maybe Bashiri. He's 26-year-old. He's maybe not going to reach 80, which is not good enough for the Champs League. As to start with, we're going to get an improvement on Boyle, I think it is. Yeah, of course, he's the right mid. And that requires Damien Duff speaking to Jurgen Klopp around Ben Doak. This could be a good one. As we offered 6.6, and here he is at the club. We got that one straight out of the way, and he's going straight in the team. I'm very happy with that one, as this is the next player, though, another regen. Maybe N'Golo Kante's. As Neil Thomas comes across from Angers, and we're spending big money now. Hibernian big money anyway. But to be fair, I know it's a lot, but we are still investing it, as this is another young player, Alejandro Albornoz, I think that's how it is pronounced, isn't it? That's what we're going to call him, Costa Rican defender. And even after those signings, I mean, Albornoz is going to go on the bench, but we've got 16 million still in Hibs' bank. And although we have Vente, I might drop him to the bench, or I might even sell him, because we're going for a striker. We need youth up front, and this is the perfect young player. He is 18-year-old and already on fire. Introducing George Ilinikene, 18-year-old, 74 rated, £10 million, and actually a lot lower rating than Vente, who's on the bench now, but I need him in the team. I need him to grow. Oh, and I don't believe it as well. I don't believe it. Again, we start with Celtic. Man, can we have a decent start? I know we've got to win the league, but playing the best team in the league is not always the best. First game of the season. It's hard because you've got to, after that, rebuild confidence, as we've got to go into Europe. Realising it this time with Besiktas, Royal, Antwerp, and a team I'm not going to try and pronounce. Right, and this is more interesting. You can see the team we have. No one is actually slacking off this time. Doak's come and been an absolute breath of fresh air. We've got Reed going high. Thomas has increased. And even the bench, we've got Albornoz, but we've got Vente 80 rated. More than George. Has to decide who has to keep playing. Well, it has to be Vente. He's scored 10 goals in 18 appearances. And that's proving to me that he has to play more games, and he has played more games. As we've got 2 boys retiring. They're only 32. The both of them. As in the league, we are 4th, but a good 4th this time. As you can see, Rangers and Celtic, they haven't run away with it. We are in this race. We're very much in it. And so are Aberdeen, as this is a surprise from bottom last year to top of our conference group. And come end of the season, we're going to see the squad in a hot minute. But we've won our first title. The Hibs of Scotland, even after the championship group, have won it all, beating Rangers and Celtic. Very good stuff, but of course that's only a third of the damage we need to do or maybe a quarter. As we've still got the UCL, this is our first time probably going into it, as you can see right there. We got beat in the cup by Rangers. Interesting, okay. And we didn't make the Conference League final, that is. I mean, Liverpool were in it. And we were beaten by Kiev, which, fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. Maybe we're better, but they just did it narrowly, which is completely understandable. And this is our team. Well, it's got to be the best in Scotland, and we've got to go again with the league. Honestly, that is surprising, and what's more surprising is 4 players now on double digits. We've got Vente, Levitt, Doak, and Yuan, who we want to keep here as we aim to do what we did again. As here in season number 4, I don't want to change things up much. Will we win the Champs League? No. Will we win the league? Maybe. I mean, are we in the Champions League? I think we already are, and they want a quarter-final. We're not that good yet, as this season is about changing things up slightly. Rocky Bashiri, he's the first example. I want him benched, and I want the bench strengthening again. We've got Georgi Kineka, or however you say that name, who will replace Vente, maybe at some point this season, as the rest of the squad in the team is good enough. That's right, maybe just the one player this time, as 20 million... that ain't that much. Not for winning the Scottish League at all anyway, is it? We got 31 million the season before somehow. Absolutely bamboozling. So yeah, just one player. We're going to get Luis Fiorini for the bench. He counts as Scottish. And there we go. He's walking straight in. Only costing 2 million, and that's our bench player. The only one we need, as he's an ex-Man City player. I'm hoping he'll progress when he comes off the bench in the Champions League as well, as that is it. I'm gambling with what we've already done. We're going straight to the first game, which is Rangers this time. Honestly, man, what is happening? We've got them at the Ibrox. It's going to be a challenge, and they've got a decent team. Is it better than ours, though? Definitely not. I believe us. There is the win. Levitt with the goal. Beating that direct rival straight away. As wow. Just wow. That has to be the most difficult group I've ever seen. PSG and United, we stand no chance. And let's see it, shall we? Let's rip the band-aid off, as in the Scottish League, we are doing what's necessary. Staying ahead of Rangers, Hearts and Celtic as the Champions League. Of course we're not through. We did finish third, though. That was a bit of concern. I didn't know if we'd finish there. I'm guessing we beat Salzburg twice. With 2 wins in that, and they didn't win a game. But hey, Salzburg drew to PSG or Man United. Good job. As in the preliminary round, it is Lazio, a very good team. I think we'll be out. But this season for me is about winning the league again, as this is how the team looks, and we're getting there with ratings. Albornoz is 78. He is going up quick, and Bashiri, well, he's left the club, now he's not playing. George as well, he's got to go in the team ahead of Vente. That swap can be made. And this guy's got potential. As where is Rocky? Has he left? Yes, he has. A free transfer as well to Villa. Disappointing. Completely dismissed the contract on him anyway. I've signed the better players up, so we shouldn't lose them on frees. As end of the season, we've won the Scottish Cup. That is another trophy to add to our plethora. But that's not the one that matters. It's the league that matters, and we beat Celtic in that. Hibernian on top. Domestic double done. We just need one more league title and the Champions League, as we didn't even win the Europa. We lost in the round of 16 to Arsenal 7-3 on aggregate. Fair enough, Gunners. Just too good for us. But we're gonna get there. I trust so anyway. Not much growth, if any at all. Is it due to competition? Is it due to anything? Is complacency sneaking in? Because that can't win the Champions League. I don't think anyway, as our best player's an OG. Eli Yuan, he's 87 rated. As Will Fish is 86. Levitt is 85. I like how the OGs are doing, keeping this team proud. And as we start in 5th place in our 5th season with Hibs, we need to make big signings because we could complete the challenge. As we've got 54 million, a good sum given to us, but we need a Scottish player. we need to win the UCL. Oh, and not only that, but we need to win the league again. I don't fear that as much as the UCL. As our weakest player is Albornoz, he's not hit the heights. He could live on the bench, so we need a bench keeper. No one in the reserve, so yep, we've got to get to business. We've got to try somehow to build a UCL squad. As we've got contracts running out as well. Oh my days, then the funds are going to go down due to them big wages. As... maybe we could tick both objectives of a Scottish player off and a centre-back in one. And that one is Leon King. He's at Anderlecht and he's going to cost us most of our, or an entire budget. This is going to be rough because he is an ex-Rangers player and I don't know how that's going to fare for him. I mean, at least he's not ex-Hearts as we've offered him a good contract and yep, Leon King, he's going to be joining Hibs, as he wasn't at a rival and he goes straight in the team. Yes, he's right-footed, but he improves it magnificently. And that only leaves one more signing to make, and we've made it straight away. Douglas Curry, a backup keeper. I didn't forget about that, and he's left-footed. If only King could have been. And yes, for once, we don't start with one of the big two apart from us. We start with Livingston. And now I've celebrated that. I know for a fact we're going to get beat. So shall we see? We actually don't. We win. King with a debut goal. Levitt with a missed penalty. We'll forget about it. Let's see our champs group. Already lost out in this competition as we've got that group. And it's still difficult, but it's easier than last time. And come on then. Show us top of the league. We have to be... This is a close one. It was Celtic competing, now it is Rangers, but so far we're 2 points into our dream of winning 3 on the trot. Not even just 3, as we've got through in the Champs League, we've got Real Madrid, as we came second in that group, beating Villarreal to the post, or pipping them to the post. Absolutely love that. Didn't expect us to beat Liverpool, as looking at the team, Reed has actually overcome the captain's curse, and Dahl, for some reason, has 0 fitness. Even though everyone else has decent, that's a bit of a glitch. As goal scorers at the club, I expected Ewan to be top, but Levitt is there, and Ben Doak's our best player. Or is it George up front? I don't really know how to judge, as we've got £7 million. Not enough to spend. So as you can expect, we're going straight to Real Madrid, as look at their team. They have built well. I mean, hey, they had a Scottish player. You saw Andrew Robertson as Darley suspended. Oh, and we've got a draw. A game on our hands. As let's go again, please. Can we get past Madrid? Hibs on the rise! How have we done that then? As Arsenal up next. They've beaten us before, but can we get revenge? Let's have a look. Come on, we can get past them, but first leg we're behind, and Vente scoring a lot. Didn't expect him to score a lot, as we've won 3-2. But what does that mean? Accidentally simmed over it, and it means we have gone through! We have beaten Arsenal! AC Milan next! So come on, Hibs! I can't believe I simmed over that one. That would have been a good one to watch, you know. As there was a loss in there. Will Fish suspended. And can we go and win? We cannot. Oh, gone all the way to the semis, to lose to Milan and lose 1-0. That is a shame, as it's Istanbul in the final though. I guess we're still giving the competition what it needs. As in the league though, we need to be calm, cause we have done it. Hibernian have gone 3 trophies on the trot, and we didn't win the Scottish Cup, but our boys have done it. That is 1 challenge down, and all we need to do next year is win what we've just lost. As this has to be it. After coming so close, that team right there, that's mostly internationals, must come back stronger. We've got 88s for days. We've got a 90 rated Johan. We've progressed this club. As David Artell says, Grimsby Town's manager, the job of a coach is to improve the players you've already got. And that's what we've done. But saying that, we do need a Scottish player. and we need to still improve. We're not going to win the Champions League, sitting on our laurels as 76 million. Where do we improve, though? Well, contracts to start off with. I know we've got some running out, and maybe a defender? Replace Leon King? I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know. But first signing we brought in is, I think, an ex-player and a Scottish player, of course. Josh Doig is welcomed. And if you remember the OG Grimsby to Glory save, which was ages ago, but I bought this guy and I fell in love with him, honestly. What a player he is! As he's straight on that bench, and we've got a good backup defense, got a backup keeper, or not keeper, sorry, striker, and that honestly has me feeling like we've just spent 30 million. Are we going to get an improvement with 30 million left? Well, not really for the first team anyway. We're not improving that, but we are improving the bench. We've got another midfielder, Leandro Barreiro Martins. I think this guy as well appeared in the Grimsby to Glory. Major throwbacks here. As it's off to work we go for our first game of the league, where we play Ross County here. And can we get a win? Come on, Hibs. Wow. I mean, we've done our duty in winning the league, but we still want to do it again. Gotta wake up in that, but the biggest thing to wake up on is the Champions League, where this is our best opportunity. RB, RC, and KRC. All the R's in this group, as we need to get out of it. And let's see, please. We've got to be top of the league. I mean, we've got the cup game next, but it's the league I want to click on. Damn my fingers, as we've got the league right there, and we are 10 points clear, unbeaten and above the rivals. Don't think you can get any better than that. And Frankfurt in the next round, yes, please. As get this, we finished second in our group. Leipzig finished first, and they've got Madrid. Lads, you surprised me. You've played it so tactically, and the ratings that we've got to win the Champions League. You'll love to see it. Investments from the very first moment. As Frankfurt, we've got a bit of a fatigued team, as that was a close first leg, and second leg, you know, we do get the job done, dusted, and move on. As the next round is Napoli. An interesting game, which we're going to move straight into. Very good team. They still had Creature and Osimhen, two good players that they've retained very well, as they've retained a draw. As that was at our place, but still we do it away in Italy, where we failed last year against AC last year. As this year, though, it is Bayern Munich. Let's make that final. Come on, lads, come on. We've got the potential. That is one down, but another leg to go, and we've gone ahead and done it. 4-2 on aggregate. Bye-bye, Bayern Munich. This year we make the final. As the team we're going to be facing, of course it's Paris. We always get PSG, and I'm honestly sick of them. As we've done it justice in the Champions League, did we do it in the league? Well, of course we did. Of course. That is 4 on the trot. But you know we didn't just do that. We've gone and done a double, winning the Scottish Cup as well, and putting the treble on. Should have called this winning every trophy with Hibernian, and to be fair, we could kind of call it that. But we haven't won the lower ones, and look at the 90 rated. This might be the best squad we have ever built. But like I always say, it's all good doing it with the ratings, but when it comes to the final, you've got to win. The green drum is here, and I just saw a wall of green. We're at Benfica Stadium, and the fans are here. Come on, Hibs. And I've got to mention again, I am so proud of the players that have stuck with us all the way. Kept a lot of OGs as we need to get started. And Reed, with a good turn, he's got a ball into Ben Doak, and he's going to stop. Go for the curler, and it's not a bad effort, but not close enough. As we've got to go again, and this is Doak on the ball again into Dylan Levitt. It's a 1-2 with Doak, who's into the box. He's been playing very well, and Donnarumma, what a save that is. And it gives Mbappe an attack. Could it be first blood to them? Mbappe skipped round us. What a tackle by Dahl. Just what we needed to happen, as that's a brilliant header read. And Ewan on the ball, our best player at the club. It is Ewan to cut inside. He goes down low, but that's kind of another wasted chance already. As we need to keep on going though. Come on, lads, we can do this. It's Dahl on the ball. Dinking it into Thomas as Thomas is going to try and cut away. It's fallen to George and it's hit his knee. We're wasting big chances now. We need to take more of these as Ewan on the ball just before half-time. It could be a good time to score as Thomas wins the header. And we're going to flick that on and it's Ben Doak. Seriously, what do we have to do? As that is half-time. And man, oh man, we have been all over Paris. That's me speaking in caps lock as we need to get on with this game. Levitt just almost got through the middle of the park and he's had to take his man out, which gives them a free kick, and it's just on the edge, and that's another bad tackle which sees Levitt sent off, and a free kick on the edge. That is a season or game-defining moment. A terrible tackle and PSG and Mbappe over the ball, who misses. Get in, Dobin. Brilliant block as the corner comes in. And now the struggle begins. Lee Kang in with the easiest header you'll get, and we are behind with 10 men. This job just got hard. From zero to hero, Dovin. That is a terrible attempt at a save of the ball. That's a good tackle, Fish. The man with the best name as Reed with the best ball. It's flicked through to Kanai Dean, and that is handball. Get in there, lads. It is Balde, and it just bounced awkwardly for him. Got to feel for him a bit, but not in this moment as our captain, the Scots, Reed with the penalty, and it's been saved by Donnarumma. That is a heartbreaker. Not only should we be in front, but it's a player that's cost us this game, it looks like. In Levitt, who's scored a lot of goals for us and done well, but we still could recover. It is Ewan with a run. He's got a man at the side of him, but Ewan takes it alone, and the Frenchman scores against the French powerhouse. A brilliant acceleration, and the keeper didn't come out on time, which makes it all level on the night. Get in there, mate. We have done what we needed to do, and this is Dahl again. We're getting a lot of space now, and a foot on the ball. That's what I was going to say, is Thomas on the edge. Thomas threw bodies, and that wasn't far off. Another chance like that, please. I'll take it all day long as they've put a bad pass in, and it's almost the end of the game as Reed went to run. He was stopped by Cardoni, which sees us go to extra time, which is something I'm not a particularly big fan of, but Mbappe's gone off. That's a weird move, as this is a good one. Aideen with the ball, and he's put it towards Reed, and Xavi to clear, or Javi to clear, as Jonathan David's come on for Mbappe. Leon King, almost with a spin. As, come on, can we create something in this half right here? It's Ben Doak, who's trying to get past his defender, and he has done. Ben Doak into the middle, and the pass is across, hitting Reed, the captain of Hibs, who puts us 2-1 up in Portugal, and this is amazing. Get in there, lad. Our number 16, he just had to keep on running. Ben Doak, two Scotsmen creating what could be the winning goal and should be the winning goal, as Donnarumma stood no chance. 2-1 Hibernian. As you honestly love to see it, and that was the end of that half. We're going straight into the second, hoping for more, and that's probably what it will stay, hope, because I'll just stake a 2-1 win. But Dahl on the run, and Dahl just has to pass it in. That is a good pass across. It's Reed again, and Doak was at the far end. That was almost on his head, but we just need to keep going as Paris have the ball, and they're running down this side. Cardona with a bad pass. It's Fish across. It's Leon King, and it's the whistle to follow. Hibs win the Champions League alongside the 4 League Cups. I think 2 domestic ones. The biggest trophy returns to Scotland. As we wasn't showing the Champions League lift. No. We've got a treble bus to watch, and that's what matters. Damien Duff has done an incredible job, and this save just goes out there to say I am trying to listen to as many comments as I get, as Hibs took a long time to actually get round to. But comment your team below, and I will try and get round to it.